Sports complex here, just off of the 10 and the I-215 freeways. Getting ready for our 4:30 p.m. match here, pitting the Chicago Untouchables up against the Las Vegas Ramblers. So far this weekend, the Untouchables currently sitting at 0-2, while the Las Vegas Ramblers, I believe, are 2-0, perfect on the weekend. Should be an exciting match right now. We've got the Untouchables, one of two new teams to join the National Volleyball Association in 2021. And got a squad full of Midwesterners, mostly from the Chicago, Illinois, Pennsylvania, New Jersey area, with a few sprinkled other gentlemen from around the country. Got the tallest middle blocker in the National Volleyball Association, the 7-foot tall Paul Bolonzik. So expect to see a lot out of him, number 16 in the white and light blue jerseys. For the Las Vegas Ramblers, if you've watched them play in the past, they're wearing the black and gold jerseys. They'll be on my right hand side here as we broadcast live to you guys. Key players there will be number 20, Brandon Rattray, the former UCLA Bruin, who just finished up a highly competitive season in Spain professionally. Well-rounded squad of Mark Lane in the middle. Players Burrell, Holiday, Melendez, Lopez, Schickling, and the libero Manoujian. Again, to touch on the Untouchables here. Didn't mean to make it sound like that, but looking at, let's see, a few new faces. Looks like they got a couple add-ins from the flights last night. As we see number 1, that's Elvis Minyakov. If you've watched any National Volleyball Association matches from last year's event in Salt Lake City, you know that name is quite familiar. He's from Estonia. He's a 6'6" opposite. That's Elvis Minyakov. And then number 13. Sorry about that, wrong side. Number 13, Minyakov. Ragland, excuse me. Number 13 is Ragland. That's William Ragland. He's from Chicago. Melendez is the libero. Number 11 will be setting today. That's Wiskirchen. 15, that's Ramos. He's an outside hitter. Minyakov playing opposite Bolonzik, and another middle blocker who's currently out. That's going to be Burrell. For the Las Vegas Ramblers, we see Ryan Mather, number 14, typically playing opposite. Again, Brandon Rattray playing outside hitter. Setting, we will have Tanner Maxwell today. He did not play in yesterday's match. That's Tanner Maxwell with the number 1 jersey. Manoujian is the libero. 77 is going to be serving first. That is Antonio Boucher, outside hitter out of Long Beach City College. And finally, middle blocker there. We'll get some additional details as we go along here. There's Ramos on the left side with a strong cross-court kill to start this match off for the Untouchables. Serving now for the Untouchables, number 11, Mitch Wiskirchen. There's Mather from the back row. We have an over violation, back row 10-foot line violation by Ryan Mather, a 6'8" opposite out of Redondo Beach, California. As Wiskirchen goes back to prepare another serve for the Untouchables. Maxwell goes left side to Rattray. That ball gets blocked back by a 3-man block. Bolonzik in the middle, the 7-footer. Closing down those seams. Wiskirchen continues his run with a 3-0 scoreboard. Lefty jump serve, passed by Manoujian. Here comes Duarte, blocked back. Down ball coming from Boucher, lefty, dug by Melendez. Quick attack by Ragland, dug by Mather. You go, I go. Rattray chips it over. That ball goes out of bounds for a point. So the Ramblers find their first score of this match. Now 1 serving 3 for a highly competitive game here. Elvis Minyakov, a late addition, didn't play yesterday. I don't know if he was in the area for the match. Bolonzik, the 7-foot middle for the Untouchables out of Chicago. Here's Duarte, his serve finds the net. Early set 1 action here of our 4:30 p.m. National Volleyball Association match from San Bernardino, California. There's Ramos, his jump serve. Cross court, just wide as Manoujian watches that ball sail out of bounds. So a nice side out, freebie, as they say, in some parts of the country for the Ramblers. Now Tanner Maxwell prepares for his service attempt. A little jump float. Pass by Melendez. Outside to Ragland. Mather with a nice stuff down. Lines up quickly, gets his hands over the net. Scores that point. Nice block. Must have picked that up during his time at Grand Canyon University. Ramblers down by 1, 3 serving 4. Maxwell prepares for his next service attempt. Again, jump float, and that one sails out long. Paul Balanzik, 7-foot middle blocker, played his college volleyball at Park University. Been playing volleyball for about 10 years, I just asked him. Rattray from the right. Ramos can't control it. Credit the kill to Brendan Rattray. Brendan Rattray, 6'5", outside hitter. Played his college ball for John Speraw at UCLA and has been having some successful professional indoor career seasons over in Europe since graduation. Set by Libero Ragland, 3-man block. That ball sails wide. Nicely formed 3-man block by the Las Vegas Ramblers, working hard to get 6 hands in front of that hitter. It's an out-of-system offensive play there from the Untouchables, results in a hitting error. Rattray preparing for his jump serve, second one of this run. That one doesn't make it over the net, and a side out goes to the Untouchables. So here's Elvis Minyakov wearing the red, white, and blue shoes. Opposite, 6'6" from Estonia. Lefty jump float, pass by Boucher. Quick set to Lane, dug up by Melendez, bounces off the vent. Quick set, dug up again. Boucher on the left. That ball's played up, but not returnable out of the net as the Ramblers find themselves another point. So here's Mark Lane, middle blocker for the Ramblers with his jump float. Pass by Ragland, back to Ragland, and he gets a kill. He's not afraid to talk through the net a little bit. He likes to have some fun, all in good fun, as he says. Not sure if you want to poke the bear that is Ryan Mather, but we'll see how that develops throughout this match. Here's Ragland from the inline with an ace between Boucher and Rattray. You go, I go, as we reach our technical timeout, our first technical timeout here. Untouchables on the board with 8, Ramblers 6. Early action in this 4:30 p.m. match here from the National Volleyball Association. Thank you for watching. My name is Matt Prosser. Happy to be part of this team here with Victoria Dennis reporting from the sidelines, and also my broadcast partner, Nick England, who's taking over some coaching duties with the Las Vegas Ramblers as we speak. So let's paint the picture for you guys where we are here. Pierce Sports Complex. We're in San Bernardino, California. This is day 3 of our first event for the National Volleyball Association in 2021. We'll be having 3 additional events throughout the summer over the next several months. We have 10 teams in the league. We've been doing 5 matches per day starting on Friday and wrapping up tonight with one more match after this one starting at 7 p.m. local time. Technical timeout comes to a conclusion as our teams come back out onto the floor. Untouchables currently holding a 2-point cushion. In early action here in set number 1, National Volleyball Association. There's Ragland with a jump serve. Pass by Rattray, out of system. Tanner running with a back set to Mather. Cross court, dug up by Minyakov, but that ball sails out of bounds. And credit the point to Ryan Mather and the Ramblers. So again, Ryan Mather, 6'8" opposite hitter out of Redondo Beach Union High School and Grand Canyon University. This jump serve finds the net. one of the stronger opposites in the league, has been playing very well. I believe he's an all-tournament selection from our event in Salt Lake City last November. Expect to see him carry a high load of the offensive responsibilities. There's Maxwell, bump sets to Mather again. Dug up by Ragland. Ragland on the big transition, covered nicely. Ragland again out of system, and that time he finds nothing but the net. Aggressive swing is good. However, maybe just a free ball, give your blocking defense a chance to reset and earn a real point that way, as opposed to just making a gross hitting error such as that one. Boucher with his jump float, that's going to sail out long. Another free point to the Untouchables, as I believe that's the third service error made by the Ramblers thus far in set number 1. Whiskerchin now. Left-handed jump spin serve. That's by Boucher. Rattray has to set. Here comes Mather. Dug up by Ragland. Minyakov's first attempt, and he's able to slap that one down. A bit unconventional, not the most prettiest of swings and contacts with the ball, but a point nonetheless as he goes cross-court for the winner. 3-point lead now for the Untouchables. Whiskerchin jump serving. Boucher passing. Rattray feasting. Wow, what a kill by Brendan Rattray. Hard cross court, taking full advantage of the one-on-one block and making the Untouchables pay dearly for that. You have to prioritize your block and defense against number 20 in black. He will be getting a lot of sets throughout this match, and look for big time swings like that from Brendan Rattray. Duarte's serve, passed by Melendez. Bolonzic gets a quick kill out of the middle as Whiskerchin finds him for a quick attack kill. His first swing and attack. Paul Bolonzic. Now Ramos back to jump serve. Well, going to jump float serve this time. Pushes it over. Boucher is the serving target. Mark Lane gets a quick attack. Rattles around but is not returnable. Give the kill back to Mark Lane as we see a little battle between the middles developing. Anytime you get the ball past Bolonzic on offense, that's got to be a good thing. He's 7 feet tall. Mark Lane standing at a mere 6'6", 6'7". Played his college volleyball at Golden West College in Huntington Beach, California. Bolonzic again. Nice wrist away by him, showing the range of his attack lines. Very emotional player. He loves when he scores points and lets the rest of his team know what he just did. So now here's Bolonzic's gone into the back row. See what his serve looks like here. A little jump float. Pass by Manoujian. Quick attack to Lane. Dug up by Bolonzic. Overpass though, and Rattray cleans that up easily. Bolonzic getting his first dig of the tournament right there, I believe. But Rattray cleans it up for a easy, quick point. To the team in black and gold, the Las Vegas Ramblers. Down by 2, 11 serving 13. And that ball goes out of bounds long. Rattray's jump serve misses the mark. (14) serving 11 now. Elvis Minyakov back to serve. Spin serve, lefty, passed by Manoujian overhand. Mather in system on the right, dug up by Minyakov, but we have a net violation. On the team in white, I believe it was number 13, Ragland, as he violated the net once again. Mark Lane now back to serve for the Ramblers. Casual jump float over to Ragland. Back Bick to Ramos, a little bit of a 40. Hear the whistle, and that ball was in for a kill. Not too sure what the confusion was here. I'm a little bit blocked by my line of sight to the up ref, by our net system here. William Ragland's jump serves to Rattray. There's Boucher, one blocker up, dug up by a Ragland. Quick set to Buffum, block back. Ramos throws it into the net, and that's not covered by the Untouchables. Give a block point to Mather. Excuse me. Yes, Mather and Duarte, the front row blockers for the Las Vegas Ramblers. 13 serving 15. Ryan Mather now preparing for his jump serve. High toss, big step close. Finds Ragland. Ball bounces off the roof. Whiskerchins goes back to Ragland. Old roll shot dug up by Mather. Rattray out of the back row in transition, and that ball's not returnable as it bounces off Melendez and up into the rafters. So give the point over to the Ramblers. Nice transition attacking from the back row of Brandon Rattray, continuing to carry a heavy offensive load. Inside, side out serve receive, and also transition attacking. Ryan Mather serving again. Several successful seasons overseas playing professionally, and this roll shot serve finds the net. And that will take us to our second technical timeout now, 16-14. Untouchables maintaining that 2-point lead. So we've seen quite a few service errors here from the Las Vegas Ramblers. I'm sure their coaching staff is going to try to, 7 service errors through 16 points that the Untouchables have scored. So nearly half the points the Untouchables have on the board is due to Ramblers' missed serves. So that definitely needs to get cleaned up on their side if they want to have an opportunity to come back and win this set and make up that 2-point deficit that they're currently finding. For the Untouchables, keep doing what they're doing. Let the balls that are going out of bounds stay out of bounds. Involve Buffum. He's a 6'7" middle blocker. Bolonzik obviously is now back in the front row. Look for him to get some action from Whiskerchin. Ramos, Ragland, and Minyakov still trying to find their groove, their rhythm. There's been so many missed serve by the Ramblers that the Untouchables maybe haven't really found their passing or in-system attacking just quite yet. So still have a ways to go here. This is set 1. We're playing the best 3 out of 5 games to 25 points. If necessary, the 5th game to 15 points. Here's Matt Buffum. Jump float serve. Cross court to Rattray. Slightly out of system. Here's Boucher. Rolled, covered up by Ragland. Ramos on the left in transition, controlled, and Manoujian gets a dig. Mather in transition from the D-ball. Dug up by Minyakov. Bolonzik. Touched back by Lane. Whiskerchin dug up. Rattray on a pick in transition, blocked but covered. Mather now. And we have another 3-meter line violation. That's the second one on Ryan Mather early on in this match. And that long extended rally point goes back to the Untouchables. Matt Buffum gets ready to serve. 6'7" middle from Elmira College. And there's Duarte getting a nice cutback kill out of the middle for the Ramblers. So we'll have to involve more of their middles throughout this match as well. That's Joshua Duarte, 6'6" middle out of Concordia University in Irvine, California. Boucher's serve, passed by Ramos. Ramos's attack nicely blocked by Duarte and Maxwell, sealing the seams and really closing that down, getting their hands over the net. Now the Ramblers find themselves only down by 1. 16 serving 17, Antonio Boucher. Jump float, passed up on the net, jousted, controlled. Maxwell goes outside to Rattray, and that ball finds the seam in between Bolonzik and the net. And now we have ourselves the tied game at 17 points apiece. Aggressive swing by Rattray challenging Bolonzik. And that serve goes into the net for the Ramblers' 9th service error. And we see Mitch Whiskerchin from Warner University, 6'1" setter, lefty. Was coaching the team yesterday. Today he's setting the team. Rattray again from the left. Gently places the tip, but that's pancaked up. Minyakov sets, but Ramos can't keep it in the court, and that ball sails out long. Point goes to the Ramblers. Scoreboard reads 18, serving 18. Josh Duarte now serving. That ball goes out of bounds. The 10th service error for the Ramblers. Ramos now prepares his jump float. Pass by Boucher. Rattray on a go set. Bounces that ball off Melendez's chest. And that ball goes out of bounds as unreturnable. He's fine. He's fine. He says he can keep bringing it some more. Rattray acknowledges that was a nice dig. Make sure he's okay. Good sportsmanship through the net here as we see our professional athletes competing at the highest level here in the National Volleyball Association. Tanner Maxwell with a jump float serve, passed by Melendez. Bolonzik dug up by Mnuchin. Rattray again from the left, and he finds the inside angle. Bolonzik's not able to seal his block as Rattray scores another point for the Ramblers, giving them a 1-point lead now as they're the first team to 20 points. Bouncing back from a slow start and a few too many missed serves here, the Ramblers find themselves now with the lead. Tanner Maxwell, jump float, passed by Melendez again. Ragland tips it over, dug by Maxwell, out of system. Here's Mather on the right. He gets the kill as the Untouchables are struggling to get their hands over the net on their block and defense formations. And we'll get a timeout called by the Untouchables. And we've got to get a little focused on our block and defense by Paul Bolonzik and Matt Buffum. The middle blockers for the Untouchables have gotten a couple balls bounced off of their heads, faces, chests as they're not penetrating the net on their blocking moves. Meanwhile, for the Ramblers, they're starting to find their groove. Left side attacking in transition. They're feeding Rattray, their best, strongest, outside hitter as he's starting to warm up, attacking from the back row, attacking from the left side in transition, getting a few kills as the Ramblers continue to feed their middles as well. What the Ramblers really need to do is just tighten up their service game right now with 10 service errors in this first set alone, really only making the Untouchables earn 9 points out of their 19 total points that they have on the board. So now with a 2-point lead, here's Tanner Maxwell preparing to serve, and we're going to throw it over to Victoria for a little insight.
Thanks, Matt. Even though the Ramblers here have 9 service errors this first set, they are able to put balls away, and that's what's kept them in this set. Brandon, as you can see on cue, is able to absolutely destroy every set he's been given. So far, he is now 9 for 11 on the match. Matt, back to you.
Yeah, thank you for those stats, Victoria. 9 service errors is something that does need to get addressed, but you're right, the attacking from Brandon Rattray has allowed the Ramblers to now build a 3-point lead here late in game number 1. Minyakov on the right side, dug up by Maxwell. Out of system play, just a free ball coming from the Ramblers. Minyakov again. That ball doesn't get blocked back and finds the space between Brandon Rattray and the net on his block attempt. So a much needed side out there by the Untouchables as we now see Bolonzik back at the inline preparing to serve for the team from Chicago. Jump float serve, high and deep, passed by Mnuchin. Maxwell goes backside, to Rattray. That ball goes out of bounds, no touch indicated, as he gets his first hitting error of this set. We now have 21 serving 22. Paul Bolonzik. Jump float serve, again to Mnuchin, passed up. Rattray again, little mistimed option, dug up. Here's Minyakov in transition, dug by Maxwell. Buffum sets. Minyakov hits, dug up by Boucher. Rattray again from the right side in transition. That time the tempo is correct and score the point to the Ramblers and give Rattray credit for that kill in transition. 23-21. The Untouchables decide to take their second and final timeout to discuss some game strategy here before Brandon Rattray serves next for the Ramblers. The front row now for the Untouchables. We've got Matt Buffum. I believe we have Elvis Minyakov. And I think Will Ragland. So the Untouchables really need to come up with a good game plan here to try to get a side out. Obviously, they'll have to get a perfect pass up to the top of the tape so that they hopefully could set quick, get a quick side out, run a middle attempt, and go back to serve. But first and foremost, the Ramblers have to make their serve, which has been a bit of an issue for them, as I've stated several times so far through this first game. Brandon Rattray now, 23, serving 21, as we get back to action. Here from San Bernardino, California, National Volleyball Association, event number 1 of 2021. And that ball sails long by Brandon Rattray, and the 11th serving error for the Las Vegas Ramblers. Cuts their lead down to just 1 as the Untouchables serving at 22-23 with Elvis Minyakov now. Jump spin serve passed by Manoujian, libero out of Long Beach State. Boucher goes down the line off the net and finds a kill. Las Vegas Ramblers now with the first set point. Mark Lane back to serve. 6'7" middle blocker with a jump float, gets a tickler, but that goes out of bounds. Contacts the floor before hitting the untouchable player, and that's not a violation as that ball went out for the Ramblers' 12th service error of this game. Ragland now serving at set point number 2. And he gets a clean ace in the seams between Brandon Rattray and Antonio Boucher to tie this up at 24 apiece. Really highlighting the number of service errors by the Las Vegas Ramblers, allowing this game to be tied at 24 as now Ragland gives that serve back with his own service error. Set point number 3 for the Las Vegas Ramblers as Ryan Mather lines up his approach path. Gets into his pre-service routine. High toss, roll shot pass by Melendez. Let's side to Ramos, and he gets to the point as he swings cross court for the kill. Unreturnable by Manoujian on the Ramblers side. And here we have Matt Buffum prepared to serve now. 6'7" middle blocker from Pennsylvania. Pass by Boucher. Quick attack by Josh Duarte. Rattled past Bolonzik down for the kill as Duarte continues to have success hitting against the 7-foot tall Bolonzik, who's now in the front row, along with Whiskerchin, a front row setter, and Ramos. Boucher serving at set point for the Ramblers. Pass by Melendez. Bolonzik gets a quick set. Nicely played by the Untouchables. And now the setter will, excuse me, that's Mitch Whiskerchin with his lefty jump serve. That's by Boucher. Rattray solo block by Elvis Minyakov. Wow. Clearly said, I'm tired of getting hit past and I'll give you a clamp down, Mr. Rattray, and take the lead back for our own set point. Now 27 serving 26. Extra frame action here in game number 1. The Chicago Untouchables. Now we have a timeout called by the Las Vegas Ramblers. I'd like to see perhaps maybe another ball width off of the net for Brendan Rattray's attack lines coming from Tanner Maxwell's setting location. I think Brendan Rattray is a very explosive hitter. Obviously got some great collegiate training from the other Wizards of Westwood in the men's volleyball program that has 19 or 20 national championships in our NCAA men's volleyball historical records. As the teams come back out on the court, I think the connection between Rattray and Maxwell is very good. However, I just want to give Rattray a little bit more range on his attack lines on where that ball is, location is in regards to its distance to and from the top of the net. So here we go, set point again for the Chicago Untouchables, 27-26. Mitch Whiskerchin jump serving. Pass by Mnuchin. Rattray again from the left. This time I'll go line, sir, and score the point with authority. Like the repeat the hitter after an error or a block. Develop that trust in one another and gets your hitter's mind right back to where it should be with a terminal kill by Brendan Rattray, number 20 in black. Joshua Duarte now preparing his jump serve. Very close to the inline, but no fault. Running set, Minyaka from the left. That ball goes out of bounds, and now the Ramblers take the ad back and once again find themselves serving at set point. A little back and forth action here. Late in game number 1 of our 4:30 p.m. match here. Duarte jump serve. Melendez passes. Balanzik goes quick. That ball sails out of bounds long as Whiskerchin tried to throw it into Balanzik, and the Ramblers win that first set 29-27 after giving up 12 points on service errors, actually winning that set by 2 points. Deuce game 29-27. It was a well-played first set by the Untouchables. Had a couple of chances to win that set, had I think 2 or 3 set points. Just an unfortunate time for a hitting error from Balanzik, perhaps forcing the issue a little bit from Whiskerchin as he got pulled off the net to about the 8 or 9 foot line to try to throw it into the big man, 7-footer, Paul Balanzik again. I didn't see Matt Buffum get too many set opportunities that time. I think if Coach Whiskerchin can get some more sets to Matt Buffum, that could help their cause a little bit. Their passing is good, however, it's a little hard to develop those good connections when there's so many missed serves. So let's throw it over to Victoria for a little insights after that first set victory. Victoria, what do you got for us?
Thanks. Yeah, they had 11 serving errors, as you stated earlier, the Ramblers. The Untouchables, unfortunately, aired later in the game, which cost them the match. But hopefully it's a cleaner volleyball game. It was a little bit ugly out there the first set, so both sides could probably make a few tweaks and just really keep the ball in play here and push at the service line. Back to you.
Yeah, thanks, Victoria. I completely agree with that sentiment. That not the prettiest of volleyball, but you know, credit to the Ramblers for finding a way to win that first set after missing 11 serves through the duration of that game, like you stated earlier. So what they need to do is continue to apply the pressure from the inline, but just be smart about it. Keep the ball in play, force the Untouchables to side out, perhaps get them in a little bit of trouble, and then continue to get Mather involved along with the middles, Duarte and Lane. Rattray obviously is going to be you know, carrying a heavy offensive load. Boucher needs to continue to pass extremely well. He seems to be the serving target from the Untouchables side. And Tanner Maxwell running a pretty smooth offense throughout that first set. For the team from Chicago, the Untouchables wearing the light blue and white jerseys. They need to perhaps pass the ball a little bit better, continue to get their middles involved. The 7-foot-tall middle once again, Paul Balanzik, get him going, get Matt Buffum involved offensively. He's 6'7". Elvis Minyakov had a nice first game there, the lefty opposite from Estonia, who wasn't with the team yesterday. And Mitch Whiskerchin running a decent offense, however, just perhaps choosing the wrong time to throw in a quick set that wasn't quite developed properly for the big man in the middle, Paul Balanzik. And again, William Ragland passing the ball well, enjoying his time on the court, having fun, keeping it light, getting his team involved, waving to the fans. And Melendez doing a great job on defense and passing. His serve reception game has been on point for the Untouchables. 2 minutes after 5 p.m. here on the West Coast as we start set number 2. With Mitch Whiskerchin serving. Pass by Mnuchin. There's Rattray on an X1. Watch out, nobody home. Oh my goodness. Wow. What an athletic play. Obviously a set play out of the beginning of that game by the Ramblers. Brendan Rattray with the explosive, thunderous kill from downtown. It's Joshua Duarte now with his jump serve. Spun in, out of system. Ramos has to set. Minyaka from the left. And that time, Maxwell's not able to get his hands over the net, and the ball dribbles between him and the net for a point to the Untouchables by Elvis Minyaka. Ramos now jump serving for the Untouchables. Gets a little slowdown from the net as Mather swings from the back row, and that ball is unreturnable and ricochets off Whiskerchin. Credit Ryan Mather with another kill. So Ramblers find themselves up 2 points to 1 in early set 2 action here. Tanner Maxwell now with a jump float serve. Serve down the line to Ragland. Ragland on offense now. His roundhouse swing attempt can't find the court or hands, and it sails out of bounds. Another point goes to the Ramblers. Here's the setter out of Las Vegas, Tanner Maxwell. Preparing to serve. 6'4", played his college volleyball at Grand Canyon University in Phoenix. Minyakov has to keep it in play. That's dug up by Boucher. Rattray roll shots it, dug by Whiskerchin. There's Ragland. He misses that one, and it sails out long to the corner, nearly takes out half the Ramblers bench. Our scoreboard now reads 4 serving 1. Like I stated, Maxwell playing his college volleyball for Matt Worley at the program of the Antelopes here at Grand Canyon University. Now in the MPSF program. And there's Ryan Mather with a strong block. Strong block against William Ragland. Another former Lope getting his hands over. Pretty sure he learned that blocking move in high school from Coach Duncan Avery at Redondo Union High School. Well blocked by Ryan Mather. Tanner Maxwell continues to serve for the Ramblers. Down the line at Ragland again. Balanzic control, dug by Boucher. Mather not ready to spike, so he rolls it over. There's an out of system Ragland with a swing, and that one's dug again. Maxwell over to Rattray. Wow, Rattray's arm is explosively fast. Gets on that ball quick and hard and gets the kill as it goes down in front of Balanzic. Ramblers on a nice run here. Amazing what happens when you make your serves. Manufacturing points with your block and defense instead of giving freebies away to the other team. Tanner Maxwell. Ragland goes out of system. Ramos out of the back row, and his hitting error once again can't find the court. Now 7-1 lead to the Ramblers. Tanner Maxwell, I believe this is his 5th serve of this service run. And that one finds the net for a service error. Paul Balanzic now. Headed back towards the inline for his service attempt. 2 serving 7. Untouchables find themselves down by 5 points here. Early in set number 2. Jump float. Passed by Mnuchin. Lane gets a set off the net from Maxwell. Credit Lane with the kill, and we come to our first technical timeout. 8 serving 2. Quite the turnaround of events here from set 1 to set 2. We saw a nice 5 or 6 serve run by Tanner Maxwell of the Ramblers after they missed 11 serves in that first set. Although being able to sneak out the set 1 victory, 29-27, now find themselves up by 6 points. Pretty much all thanks to making those serves and allowing the Untouchables to make several hitting errors, a couple of blocks by Ryan Mather, huge swings in transition for kills by Brendan Rattray. And the Untouchables really have to come up with a better game plan with their passing in order to have their options to set quick in order to get some more points on the scoreboard as well. Ramblers are quite fired up during that technical timeout as buy-in from their whole squad is morale is high over there for the gentlemen in the black and gold jerseys. And as both teams come out onto the floor to continue this match, we find Antonio Boucher preparing to serve for the Ramblers. Here's jump serving pass by Ramos. Quick to Buffum, and he gets involved for his first kill of the second set. Wiskerchen may have heard some advice to set the middle more to Matt Buffum. Get him involved. He's a 6'7" middle blocker out of Elmira. That gets the quick kill for the Untouchables. And here's Minyakov now jump serving. Passed by Mnuchin. Maxwell goes back to lane. That ball falls in front of the feet of Minyakov as he can't find his way to the floor for a dig opportunity. Give credit to the kill for Mark Lane. And score the point. Now 9 serving 3 in favor of the Ramblers. Jump float over to Ragland. Buffum again. Fluffed over, dug by Rattray. Here's Mather in transition from the right, dug by Ramos. Minyakov from the right side, nearly dug, but unreturnable by Rattray, and that is a point going towards the Untouchables. And give kill credit to the one and only Elvis Minyakov. William Ragland, a 6'1" outside hitter from Chicago, played his college ball at Eastern Mennonite University, and that ball goes out of bounds. Score the easy point to the Ramblers. Scoreboard now 10 serving 4. Ryan Mather preparing to serve. Strong serve overpass comes from Melendez. Rattray on the Bick in transition, flying from the back row with the tempoed, quick back row attack in transition with authority. Brendan Rattray has a heavy cannon for an arm. He's carrying the offensive load for the team in black and gold. Ryan Mather now jump serving once again. Spins it over to Ragland. Out of system, here's Ramos. That ball finds the floor in a nice cross-court kill by number 15, Nick Ramos, the 6'2" outside hitter from Oswego, Illinois, via Clark University. Matt Buffum now in the back row with his service attempt. Pass by Rattray. Quick attempt to Duarte, and that finds no touch and goes out of bounds wide, wrist away. Good connection, good hitting line, just slightly wide on Duarte's attack attempt there. 5 serving 12 now. Buffum once again with his jump float serve, passed by Rattray. Boucher gets an attempt down the line, and that's not returnable by Minyakov. Antonio Boucher, the 0-2 hitter for the Las Vegas Ramblers, gets one of his early kills here in set number 2. Number 77, Boucher with a jump float over to Ragland. Belonzik dug up by Mnuchin. Rattray in transition gets a nice high kill swing from Rattray. Set from Maxwell. Kind of quick, smart, turned it down a couple notches. Was able to curl that ball deep into the corner for a kill. Once again, number 77, Antonio Boucher, preparing to serve. The highest number in the National Volleyball Association jersey archives. Boucher's jump float serve, passed up by Ragland. There's Ramos on the left. Goes over the block and out of bounds, looking for a touch, asking for a touch. Not getting a touch on anyone. No touch indicated from the crew in blue. So give the point back to the Ramblers. Now 14 serving 6 with a commanding 8-point lead. Boucher with a nice jump float serve. Ramos out of system, roll shot, and that ball is down. Really turning a not ideal pass into a point for the Untouchables, which is what they really, truly needed there. Here's Whiskerchin now, down by 7. Lefty jump serve. That ball goes out of bounds long over the head of Boucher as he dodged out of the way. And we find Duarte now preparing to serve. 15 serving 7. Midway through set number 2 here. Josh Duarte's jump serve, passed by Ramos. Running set, Ramos back. He gets a right side kill as Brendan Rattray can't seal the net on that one. Just a bit too athletic as he went up high and Rattray went low. Excuse me, Rattray. Ramos went low, Rattray went high. Ramos gets credit for the kill. A bit of a tongue twister there. Ramos' jump serve now. Pass by Manoujian. Running set by Maxwell. In tempo play. Wow, what an authoritative attack by Rattray. Great tempo between Maxwell and Rattray to be able to almost non-verbally communicate where they wanted that play to develop and run, and Rattray just absolutely unloaded hard angle onto that one. I don't know if he hit the retreating blocker to play defense or if he was trying to make a 3-man block attempt. I couldn't, my vision line was blocked, but say impeded by the down referee. And the Untouchables now find themselves down by 8 as we're halfway through our second technical timeout in set number 2 here. Ramblers came out strong this set with a nice service run by Tanner Maxwell to provide a 6-point, 7-point cushion. I believe the first technical timeout was 8-2, and now it's 16 serving 8. So Ramblers in control here, midway through set number 2. Players come back out onto the court after that technical timeout. And Tanner Maxwell will prepare to serve once again, wearing number 1 in black for the men from Vegas. And let's throw it to Victoria for a quick add-in. Victoria, what do you got?
Thanks, Matt. As you can see, the Ramblers are up quite a few points here, and in correlation to that, they only have 1 service error this set. That being said, Brandon is going off on the outside. The Untouchables need to really prioritize their block here and know that the Ramblers want to feed him every ball that they can. The middle needs to know that he most likely needs to go head up on Brandon every single time, taking away hard cross. But Brandon has all the tools in the toolbox, so they should prioritize their defense against him. Back to you, Matt.
Great insider info there, Victoria. Thank you very much for that. And yes, I couldn't agree more. Brendan Rattray definitely has all of the tools in that said toolbox. As we see his jump serve now, passed up by Ragland. Here's Minyakov, slaps it over and dug by Manoujian. Mather in transition, controlled, and Ramos gets the dig. Ramos out of the back row in transition, and he gets a touch. Both linesmen indicate there was a touch on that play, and give the point to Ramos, flying out of the back row in transition. Untouchables being able to manufacture a point there in transition. A couple of digs and extended opportunities as Minyakov now prepares to jump serve. Boucher passing. Mather with a little inside back 2 type of play, and he slaps it over. Not the prettiest attack, but effective nonetheless. Give kill credit over to Ryan Mather, and Mark Lane will now be serving for the Las Vegas Ramblers. Passed over by Buffum. Buffum gets a set. That ball finds the court, whizzes past the head of Mark Lane, and give the kill to Matt Buffum out of the middle for the Chicago Untouchables. William Ragland now. Jump serving. Rattray fights it off. Maxwell sets from the 10-foot line. Boucher, he gets blocked down between Buffum and Whiskerchin. Score the point as the Untouchables are able to get a point off of their block. And Billy Ragland now going back to serve. Serve coming. Boucher passed again. Maxwell from the 10-foot line. Boucher, he tries the roundhouse swing, and that doesn't work. He wishes and regrets that he didn't attempt that sort of arm swing, but with a 5-point cushion now, it can be brushed off and hopefully sided out. It's Rattray's pass. Goes quick to Duarte, and that one bounces off Minyakov out of bounds. So after 2 no-kill attempts by Boucher, Maxwell goes to Duarte for a quick kill as the Ramblers now find their 19th point and a 6-point cushion here. As we get closer to the business end of set number 2 here. Ryan Mather preparing a jump serve. Rolls it over, dug up by Melendez. Ramos out of systems, got to cuff it. That ball's dug by Manoujian. There's Mather from the right side back row, dug. Free ball coming from Untouchables. Duarte passes, Boucher attacks, and that ball is dug by Melendez. Play continues. Rattray from the back row. And he's able to get the kill as the blockers of the Untouchables are unable to get their hands over the net on that one, and the Rattray attack finds the floor for a point. To the Ramblers, now the first team to 20. Great defense by the Untouchables and their libero, Juan Rosa Melendez from Puerto Rico. Ryan Mather now with his jump serve. Ooh, strong serve with an overpass. Boucher attacks, nearly dug up by Ramos, but unreturnable as Boucher gets kill credit for the overpass, but give most of that credit to Ryan Mather with a strong jump serve attempt, resulting in an overpass that was not able to be kept on the side of the Untouchables from Melendez. So quite the turn of events here in game number 2. After an 11 service error game 1 from the Ramblers, able to pull off a deuce game victory, 29-27. Ramblers now find themselves up by 8 points in set number 2 with nearly, I believe, only 2 or 3 service errors through the duration of this set. So really applying the pressure from the inline on the Untouchables, who have struggled to pass the ball in system and been able to connect their setter and their middles and also their outside hitters, making several hitting errors, getting blocked, getting controlled by the Ramblers, and then turned in transition by either Rattray or Mather. And the Ramblers continue to score points often in transition. So now here's Ryan Mather serving, 21 serving 13. And that ball finds the net. Nice timeout by the Untouchables to ice Mather. Gives them a quick, easy side out as Balanzic comes jaunting back in to the front row for the Untouchables. Buffum now with his jump float serve from the left back position. Maxwell goes to Boucher, and he goes down and out of bounds. Boucher trying for the Hollywood highlight bounce Vegas line that they practice all the time in their gym, but that one just finds barely out of bounds. Point goes to the Untouchables, now down by 6. Buffum passed up by Rattray. Boucher again, he goes lefty, and that ball is blocked by Balanzic. Boucher having a difficult time trying to manufacture a kill and a point. I'm almost surprised Maxwell hasn't gone to somebody else, really trying to get him going. Later action in set number 2 as Buffum continues to serve. It's passed by Rattray, one-handed set, and Balanzic, wow, says not against me. Duarte gives him a quick stuffing, absolute stuffing on Joshua Duarte, and the Ramblers coach decides to take his first timeout. That's Vince Rodriguez taking a timeout for the Ramblers. He's seen enough. Allow his team to sort of take a breather, catch their breaths. Don't think Buffum's going to get iced in this instance. His serve is fairly reliable with that jump float serve that he's hitting from the left back position of the inline. But the Untouchables have been able to make this game competitive. We've seen Antonio Boucher struggled to side out for the Ramblers in this rotation where he's hitting on the left. Boucher, the 0-2 position player for Las Vegas Ramblers, where he hits only on the left side. He has been somewhat of a serving target by the Untouchables throughout this match so far, as him and Manoujian are taking the majority of the passing responsibilities here. Buffum with a jump float. This one by Manoujian running out of system. Mather well out of over. Unfortunately, Ryan Mather is a 3-meter line violation with also a profanity, unfortunately. Some frustration setting in, and conference going on with the up ref. Ryan Mather shakes his head and is not sure. So I don't know if he actually got a yellow card or not. Conference continuing with Coach Rodriguez and the down ref, along with Ryan Mather and Josh Duarte. Either way, point goes to. Okay, so there is an official yellow card given to number 14 in black, Ryan Mather. Unsuitable language for this family event here. As Matt Buffum continues to float serve now, Boucher has to sprawl out for the overpass. Buffum sets. Ramos in transition, dug by Manoujian. Boucher gets blocked again by the Untouchables, and the wheels have totally fallen off the Las Vegas Ramblers now, only up by 2 points. Oh my goodness, on the service run by Matt Buffum. Heads up play by the Untouchables. Quite the turn of events here in set number 2. Buffum once again, jump float serve. Boucher continues to get set, and he finally finds some open real estate on the side of the Untouchables for a kill. Wow, 22 now serving 19, as I think the Ramblers are excited that Boucher is now in the back row. There's Boucher's jump float serve down to Ramos. Bolonzik with a little delayed quick set. He goes hard wrist away, unstopped. An unstoppable Untouchable from Bolonzik. As they continue to stay close in this game, down by 2. Just feed the big man, Paul Bolonzik. There's Whiskerchin preparing for his jump serve, the lefty setter. Spins it over to Boucher. Here's Duarte with a quick attack, dug up. Ramos in transition, throws it back, block back. Boucher setting over high ball to Rattray. He gets stuffed down. Oh my goodness, the blocking has really just come out of nowhere. The celebration of the Untouchables is just on par with winning an absolute world championship. Now they find themselves down only by 1 point. Ramblers continuing to struggle to get the ball past the Untouchable block. Whiskerchin serve. Boucher passing again. Rattray. Ooh, he says, dig that. You cannot. That ball is untouchable and in for a point. Rattray makes things correct as the Untouchables now will call their second timeout. Find themselves down once again by 2. Ramblers will be serving at the conclusion of this timeout. Up by 2 points, 23-21. Exciting back and forth action here late in game number 2, as there's been quite a turn of events. The Untouchables really garnering a lot of momentum, blocking terrifically throughout later parts of this game, especially against Antonio Boucher, Ryan Mather with a couple hitting errors. The Ramblers really struggling to kind of find their mojo as we've gotten through the later parts of the second set. Buzzer blows and our teams come back out onto the court. And we're going to see the Ramblers now preparing to serve from Josh Duarte. Born on New Year's Eve, 1991. Concordia University alumni. Will be jump serving here for the Ramblers. Spun over to Ramos. Ramos attacks from the right, misconnected, spins it over and dug by Boucher. Rattray again from the left, controlled and dug by Ragland. Bolonzik's out. Ragland with a roundhouse. Now a jump set. Ramos tools the Rat Ray block. Oh my goodness, what is going on the side of the Untouchables? Flying roundhouse attacks from the back row. Bolonzik falling down mid-play. Redwood's getting chopped down, falling over, and here's Ramos with a jump serve. Rat Ray overpasses. Whiskerchev goes back row to Ramos, dug by Mather. Mather in transition from the right. That ball can't be controlled. Huge point for the Ramblers as that ball bounces off of Ramos's arms and out of bounds. We now find ourselves at set point for the Ramblers, 24 serving 22. Server check for the Ramblers will be Tanner Maxwell, who has produced quite a few points in this second set for his squad. That tricky jump float serve. Let's see if he goes down the line at Billy Ragland. And he does. Backside attack by Minyakov, and he gets a kill. Rambler blockers can't penetrate the net enough to get that ball back down on the Untouchable side. Now the scoreboard reads 23-24 as Paul Bolonzik goes back to the inline for his jump float serve. The Untouchables preparing for a little block and defense effort. Passed up by Boucher. Here's Rat Ray from the right. Ragland gets a timed, well-timed stuff down on Rat Ray. Just a little miscommunication, mistiming between Rat Ray and Maxwell on sort of a tempo back set that just hasn't really found their perfection quite yet, and Ragland giving Rat Ray a little stuffing. Bolonzik now slaps it over, pass by Boucher. Mather from the left side with a strong cross-court kill. Nice to see the opposite hitter going high and deep cross-court for the winner. Ramblers now serving again at set point. And Brendan Rat Ray, UCLA alumni, preparing for his jump serve. High toss, step close, spins it out of bounds. Long, as noted by the lines judge along the inline on the Untouchable side, called it out of bounds. That service error ties the score once again at 25 apiece. Extra inning action here. Rat Ray passes. Mather from the right side. OT, but Minyakov is there. Run down by Melendez. Ragland free balls it over, but out of bounds. Poorly timed free ball error by Billy Ragland. Free balling it out of bounds after a great dig by his teammates, Melendez and Minyakov. And now the Ramblers have another set point. Mark Lane now back to serve. This jump float lollipop passed up by Ragland. Here's Buffum slapped over but covered. Oh, and that ball cannot get pulled out of the net as the Ramblers seal that victory 28-26. Another extra inning deuce game here in this match. A battle of the back and forth so far as we saw the Ramblers develop a big cushion in that game halfway through, but the Untouchables were able to just manufacture some good momentum and created it. A little bit disheartening, though, to lose a second set after fighting back, climbing up that mountain, trying to even the score all the way through that second set, finally reaching maybe just below the summit. Not able to close that out as the Ramblers were able to steal that game back to win their second straight deuce game here in San Bernardino. Wow, what an exciting match so far. Like I said, 2 deuce games here. The Chicago Untouchables, one of the newest teams here for the Northern National Volleyball Association here, playing one of the older franchises here, the Las Vegas Ramblers. This is event number 1 of 2021 here. We're in San Bernardino, California. Thank you for tuning into this live stream on YouTube, and we want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Mikasa, for supplying the best volleyball on the planet for professional men's indoor volleyball. Couldn't do it without you guys. Thank you so much to Mikasa, the official ball sponsor of the National Volleyball Association. And also the Pierce Sports Complex here. First class facility, 6 indoor volleyball courts. I think I see 5 beach courts set up outside behind the gym here. So if you live in the area or anywhere within the region of Southern California, make sure you come check this place out. Home of the Rancho Volleyball Club, developing young volleyball skilled athletes from this part of the Southern California region. So both teams now kind of taking a breather. There was some high emotions here through games 1 and 2. Like I said, some extra volleyball, some 2 deuce games going into overtime. So emotions are running high. Don't expect to see any personnel changes from either team as we prepare to come back out here and continue this match. Perhaps looks like there may be one personnel change made by the Untouchables, and that's going to be Elvis Maniakov being taken out of the game, making way for one David Holloway, number 14, a 6'4" opposite hitter from Chicago Heights, Illinois. Played his college volleyball at Grandview University. We saw him yesterday. He's a left-handed opposite hitter. And for the Ramblers, we see the same 7 players as they've started the last 2 sets, with Antonio Boucher going to be the first server for the Ramblers. So interesting keys to see to this third set. Will the Ramblers come out with that consistent serving we saw in game number 2? And if they do build another lead, will they be able to sustain that lead? Untouchables be able to match it out of the gates here, as Whiskerchin decides to dump on the first play of this third set and unfortunately tries to take down the entire net in that attempt, and that's against the rules. So quick first point goes to Boucher and the Ramblers. Jump float over to Melendez. Whiskerchin goes to Ramos. That's blocked back but covered by Ragland. Jousting at the net, controlled by Rattray. Rattray goes off the block for a point in transition. Nice controlled swing by Brandon Rattray, as the Ramblers find themselves earning a point in transition, now 2 serving 0. Boucher with a jump float serve down the line to Ramos. Oh, nice hard angle hit. Once again, Josh Duarte just not getting his hands over the net on that block attempt, as the hard cross-court angle goes underneath his left elbow. Rattray not able to control the dig. So the Untouchables get on the board now. 1 serving 2. Mitch Whiskerchin jump serving. Pass by Boucher. Maxwell goes to the X1 to Rattray, and he goes off the block and out of bounds back towards the Rambler bench. Score the point to the Ramblers as Brandon Rattray continues to produce offensively for the gentleman from Vegas. It's Josh Duarte now with his jump serve. And that one nearly takes out Rattray's head. And give the point over to the Untouchables. I think Josh Duarte may want to consider a jump float serve or perhaps a standing float serve, or possibly a serve substitution for that. Ramos now, his jump serve finds the net and is not playable, as the Ramblers get that point right back now. 4 serving 2. Early action in set number 3, Tanner Maxwell. Grand Canyon University alumni, now his jump float serve. Over to Melendez. Balanzic goes OT with a little push set. And Whiskerchin emphasizing his setter to set him more. Say, give me more action, setter. Begging him for some more setting opportunities is Balanzic. There's that jump float pass by Mnuchin. Maxwell goes to Rattray from the right side. Ball's played up. And here's Buffum, sets it over. Mnuchin's going to set in transition to Rattray from the right. 3-man block and a little roll shot. Nice little beachy roll shot Rattray picked up during his travels over the 3-man block and into the middle of the court. Nice roll shot. Good arm control and well placed. Brandon Rattray. Now his jump serve goes with a short toss. That ball goes out of bounds long for a service error. All right, we've got Victoria Dennis back with us. Let's see what she's got to add to this.
Thanks, Matt. The Untouchables truly are a never say die team. They bring so much energy every single point, no matter what. And you can definitely see them bounce back, even when, you know, they're getting blown up here and there. They really never say die, and they're definitely a fun team to watch, and you can see that in their defense. Defense, at the end of the day, is heart and attitude, and they definitely have that. Matt, back to you.
Great insight, Victoria, for sure. You can tell the underlying themes of these teams is a never say die attitude by the Untouchables, for sure. Good action there during that little inside tidbit. Ramblers scoring a point now, up by 3, 7 serving 4, with Mark laying now on the inline with his jump float serve taken by Ramos. Whiskerchin tries to dump, and that ball finds the floor as the Ramblers aren't able to penetrate the net once again on their block move. 5 serving 7. Here's Ragland. Pass by Manoujian. Duarte and Maxwell can't connect. Hitting error towards the Ramblers. Give the scoreboard an update to the Untouchables. 6 now serving 7. 1 point from our technical timeout. Ragland serves down the line to Boucher. Maxwell goes back to Duarte. That one is successful as Duarte gets the kill and the Ramblers get the point. First team to 8 gives us our first technical timeout here in set number 3. Las Vegas Ramblers holding on to a 2-point lead here, as both sides will take a breather to discuss some strategies on offense. Serve reception still continuing to be key for the Chicago Untouchables. Their serve receive needs to be up to the net where they're able to set their middles, Matt Buffum and Paul Bolonzik. While the Ramblers seem to be passing quite well, Boucher being a steady passer, getting the majority of the serves here. However, his offense suffered a little bit there midway through set number 2. Rattray continues to carry a large offensive load, and Maxwell and Duarte still struggling to maybe get that connection going in the middle. So fortunately for the Ramblers, they've got Ryan Mather on the opposite position. He can swing high and hard from front row and back row at the opposite position, mainly from the right side of the court. So look for him to kind of be taking out the garbage anytime they get a high ball situation as well. Players coming back out on the court there after that timeout. Ramblers will be serving, and it will be Ryan Mather serving once again for Ramblers. Ryan Mather with his spin. Here's his toss. And his jump serve finds Melendez. A running set by Whiskerchin. Ramos has to set it over to Boucher. Here's Rattray in transition, dug up, but he is on the line, and that's against the rules. A 3-meter violation by Brendan Rattray. Just barely. I do believe that I saw that violation as well, as did the up ref. Explosive play by Rattray, unfortunately, just on the line for the infraction. Rattray passes. There's Mather out of the back row. That ball goes cross court for the winner, Ryan Mather. Seeing a bit of a offensive conundrum for the Ramblers, where you've got Duarte and Boucher in the front row with Maxwell. Not quite the strongest offensive rotation for them. They were able to work out of it that time. There's Bolonzik with a back quick. Nice help block by Rattray, realizing that no hitters in front of him, and he can help with that back one attack by Bolonzik and give the block credit to Brendan Rattray. 3-point lead for the Ramblers, 10 serving 7. Boucher with a tricky little jump float serve, and Ragland roll shots from the Bic, pipe play. There's Duarte, blocked back and out of bounds. So Duarte gets a kill off the big man, 7-footer Bolonzik, as he tools that block out of bounds for a point. Bit of a slower quick attack that time, sort of a 1.5. Boucher with a quick serve. Action back on Ragland. Here's Ramos from the right, left, gets dug. Whiskerchin with an overpass. And Rattray with some tempo transition attacking. That is what they were trying to do earlier on with a right side tempo attack that didn't work out. As the Ramblers continue to control the tempo with the in-tempo sort of faster set options in transition, which is nice to see. Add that to their offensive arsenal. Bolonzik now out of the middle, and he hits a ball at a place that is not normally defended against. And that's what you do when you're 7 foot tall, like Paul Bolonzik is. Manouchian's going to have to necessarily stand on the 10-foot line if he wants to dig that one next time. Ball comes at some different angles when you're able to be 7 foot tall. Well, here's Mather out of the back row, a little roll shot dug up by Melendez. Over to the left from Ramos, and he curls it off of Maxwell's block for a point. And the Untouchables pull to within 3. Nick Ramos carrying a heavy offensive load for the team from Chicago. Whiskerchin now with his jump spin, passed by Manouchian. There's Rattray on the left, down the line, and takes advantage of the block and tools the outside blocker down the line for a point. Rattray scores another point for the Ramblers here. Now 13 serving 9 is Josh Duarte. Curious to see what serve he goes to this time after missing his last serve. A jump spin serve, and he will foot fault. Foot fault. He literally has 35 feet of open court to use behind the inline, and he foot faulted. And moving on, here's Ramos's jump serve. Boucher gets aced as he collides with Manouchian. A nice short curler jump serve from the one and only Nick Ramos, outside hitter from Chicago. Another jump serve. This one doesn't clear the top of the net and give the Ramblers the point and a side out, and another service error for Nick Ramos. Tanner Maxwell sauntering back to his service attempt now with a 3-point cushion, 14 serving 11. Jump float hybrid sails out long. He's on the bad side of the court, got a little tailwind that time, and that ball just sails out long through the inline. Consecutive service errors for the Ramblers, trying not to repeat the 11 service errors from game number 1. Bolonzik now float serves to Manouchian. Maxwell goes to Mather on the left, and he goes high OT over Holiday for an easy high swing by Ryan Mather. Really taking advantage of the 6'4" block right in front of him of David Holiday. Rattray now to jump serve. And the third consecutive service error for the Ramblers as they struggle to find their service identity once again from the inline. David Holiday now down by 2, 13 serving 15. Jump hybrid float. Some pace dug up and passed by Rattray. Boucher gets the kill on the first side out. So Ramblers, nice to see that. We'll have a quick substitution. No, we'll wait because it's a technical timeout now. Once a team gets to 16 points, that's our second technical timeout throughout each set here, as the Ramblers falling back a little bit on their service game, mimicking kind of their 11 service errors from set number 1. They've had 3 out of 4 of the last serves have been service errors, I believe. I have to check my stats over there from our statistician crew, who are just grabbing a quick drink real fast. But the Untouchables, you know, they need to manufacture a couple of points. I'm not seeing much production from their right side opposite hitter, David Holiday, after coming into this game, and Elvis Minyakov going to the bench. And the Ramblers, thank you for that. They're 5 service errors in set number 3 thus far. So thank you. Untouchables with 2 or 3 service errors, and the Ramblers with 5 thus far through the halfway point of set number 3. So here we have a serve substitution. Max Osmundson getting his first action today. He'll do a patented jump float serve to Nick Ramos. Passed up, there's Buffum, tips it over, dug by Mathers. And Boucher goes down the line, dug by Holiday. Holiday was too busy talking as he slaps that one over. Blocked back twice by Duarte. Here's Boucher again. That ball goes out of bounds. So, dug by Holiday leads to another hitting attempt as Boucher can't find the court in transition, and another hitting error by number 77 in black. Osmondson comes back out of the game for Lane, and Manoujian wearing number 99 in gold. Libero for the Vegas Ramblers. Ragland with a nice jump serve. Billy Ragland making his name and number felt from the inline with an authoritative jump serve off of Brendan Rattray. And now pull within one. So Billy Ragland jump serving again. A little help off the tape. Pass by Manoujian. Here's Mather. His swing attempt goes out of bounds. Ramblers begging for a net contact, but the ball did hit the net off the serve. So Holiday now yelling at the referee to continue playing as Ragland goes now at Boucher. Mather here from the right, that's blocked back. Ryan Mather blocked back by the Untouchables and Buffum. Untouchables now have their first lead, I think, of this third set, and Coach Rodriguez has seen enough. He will take his first timeout as Billy Ragland really putting the pressure on the Ramblers with his jump serving from the inline. Number 13 in white, Billy Ragland. The mustache rallying his troops to continue trying their best. And they currently have the lead, 17 serving 16. Nice service run by Billy Ragland. He's gone off all three passers of the Ramblers, either Manoujian, Rattray, and Boucher. None of them able to get an in-system pass up for Maxwell to set, and Mather making a hitting error. And then credit to the Untouchable blockers getting a nice three-man block on that last one prior to that timeout being called. So strategies have been made, hopefully possibly an icing attempt here by Rodriguez. And here's Ragland's serve over to Rattray. And Victoria, what do you have from that timeout?
Right, Untouchables, as we talked about before, are showing the never say die attitude, especially at the service line. They were able to push 3 aces in this set alone, and that's what's made the difference for them here. Back to you, Matt.
Yeah, thank you, Victoria. The service pressure from the Untouchables have really resulted in this extended rally. We're seeing some nice controlled blocking and digging. Here's Buffum in transition for a point. Getting it down between Duarte and Boucher. Matt Buffum coming in with a clutch kill deep into that rally. Now 18 serving 16. Ragland continuing to threaten the Ramblers from the inline as that ball sails out of bounds, ending Billy Ragland's service run. Untouchables continuing to lead here as Ryan Mather now prepares for his jump serve, finding themselves down by 1. Late action here in game number 3. Ryan Mather's jump serve rolled over to Ragland, passed up to Ramos, and he gets a kill. Rambler block just in shambles right now. Again with Maxwell, Boucher, and Duarte in the front row together, just trying to solve the puzzle of their block and defense, not getting it done up there. Matt Buffum now with his jump float serve over to Boucher. Bump set from Maxwell to Mather, blocked up, and that ball is not covered by Boucher. Thought it was going to be out of bounds. That ball finds the court, and Boucher regrets not playing that ball. We see a substitution here as number 9 in black. That's Duho coming in to play the back row for Ryan Mather, who appears to be in some kind of physical discomfort. Not too sure what, but that's once again number 9, Stephen Duho, the backup setter, 6'4", from the University of Hawaii. So nearly a double sub. It is a double sub, so we did have another player come in. I'm sorry I missed that. That's looks to be number 21, Kyle Radecki. So yes, we will go with the double sub here. Duho and Radecki now, 3 hitters through the front row. Fresh off the bench of this game, they find themselves down by 3. Duho goes to Duarte, and we have a net violation on, I think, Ramos, or sorry, the 7-footer, Bolonzik with the net violation. So substitution, well played. A server check, 77, Boucher now. Ramblers are able to get out of that one, and they find themselves down by 2 points here, 18 serving 20. Boucher goes over to Melendez, libero. Here comes Ramos, tips it over, and that ball finds the floor. So Kyle Radecki coming in and getting an effective block right out of the gates here for the Ramblers, which is what they needed in that rotation. Kyle Radecki, 6'4", opposite out of Irvine Valley College. College playing days for one Tom Pestalacci. There's Boucher, serves over to Ragland, out of system play. Here comes Holiday out of the back row, and his attack goes out of bounds wide. The wrist away lefty can't find the court, and we are deadlocked at 20s here. Business end of set number 3. See if the Ramblers can turn their intensity up a little bit to see if they can steal this game and the match. Here's Ramos with the pass. Bolonzik with the back one. 2 blockers up on that. Ramos again with the high bet, dug up by Boucher. Here comes Rat Ray on the left. He gets dug by Melendez. Ramos in transition, and he goes out of bounds. And during that play, Victoria's got a little insider info.
Thanks, Matt. Yeah, the race to 25 begins now. Last home stretch of 5 points here. Both teams need to play disciplined defense and minimize their errors. Basic volleyball rules, easier said than done, but let's look for that as they race to 25 here in the set. Back to you.
Thank you, Victoria. You're totally right. Business end of the third set here. Tied at 20. It's always a first one to 25 typically wins. And the Ramblers are the beneficiaries of a hitting error made by the Untouchables here late in that game, asking for a touch or maybe begging for a net violation that they're not going to get, as Whiskerchin had some choice words for his teammates here, and maybe the third opposition team in blue, they're looking for a net violation. So here we have the Ramblers up by 1 now, as Antonio Boucher from Long Beach City College prepares to serve once again for the Ramblers. Untouchables find themselves in a rotation with Whiskerchin, Bolonzik, and Ramos in the front row. It's a jump float, passed up by Melendez. Ramos's number gets called, blocked back and covered by Holiday. Holiday now in transition from the back row, dug by Duho. Duarte on 2, controlled and dug by Ragland. Holiday again, sets it over, dug by Mnuchin. Rat Ray dug up by Ragland. Ragland in transition from the back, dug by Mnuchin, scrambled, and no one plays the ball as 2 Ramblers are there, but you go, I go, nobody plays it, and the ball lands for a 21st point to the Untouchables. Communication issues there for the team in black, as Boucher clearly should have played that ball. Now, Mitch Whiskerchin, the player, coach, setter for the Chicago Untouchables, ready to jump spin serve. Ball's in, passed up by Mnuchin. Duho goes to Duarte, and he gets blocked down. Solo block by the 7-footer, Paul Bolonzik. Just letting the entire gym know that he is not ready to finish this match off. Don't set at me, I will give you a quick stuffing. Whiskerchin once again now, up by 1. Jump spin serve in trouble. Rat Ray has to set outside to Radecki. He goes roll shot, dug by Melendez. Ramos from the left, dug up by Mnuchin. Here's Rat Ray with a little back tip action. Holiday has to show Bolonzik now, he sets it over. Duho goes to Rat Ray, and Rat Ray finds the ground for a big point. Now 22 all. Okay, so we find ourselves watching Josh Duarte now, ready to jump serve again. He's missed his last 2 service attempts. Hopefully he backed up a little bit so he doesn't foot fault this time. He does. Roll shots it over, passed by Melendez. Bolonzik, quick attack dug by Duho. Over the net it goes. Controlled again. Here's Holiday with a left side attack. That ball goes out of bounds. Not too sure what the call was here. Some up ref blew or whistle, but looking for some help. We're seeing that there's a net violation from Holiday. Whiskerchin quite upset about the turn of events here. No challenge system here this year in San Bernardino quite yet, as we cannot challenge the call. The Ramblers are going to get the call as a even out of bounds attack result. Not too sure what's going on here, as the referee staff needs to get this game back in check, as Whiskerchin quite upset about our referee stands, and Whiskerchin is now going to get a card of some color here. A bit of chaos ensuing here after that play. Quite not sure what's going on, as a yellow card is administered to number 11, Mitch Whiskerchin, the setter for the Untouchables. Emotions running high here, as getting into the intense moments of set number 3. Mitch Whiskerchin giving a bit of the evil eye to the up ref here, our R1. Teams come back on the court here. Ramos making sure Whiskerchin doesn't get a second card and say some unfavorable, unsavory things in the direction of our team in blue. Okay, so here's Josh Duarte now serving 23-22. Ramblers up by 1. High intense moments here in set number 3 as Josh Duarte misses his 3rd serve out of the last 4 attempts for the Ramblers. Tying the score at 23, a nice timeout taken by Whiskerchin, although he got a yellow card. He did also ice Josh Duarte on his service attempt. Now here's Ramos with his jump serve, and that sails out long. The Ramblers now find themselves at match point. We'll see the double sub reversal as Radecki comes out for Maxwell and Duho comes out for Ryan Mather. 1 for 21. Some clarifications here on substitution jersey numbers. Tanner Maxwell now back to serve, our first match point for the Vegas Ramblers. 24 serving 23. Bolonzik in the front row for the Untouchables. Look for him to get a set on a good pass. Maxwell goes down the line to Ragland. Bolonzik gets that set. Mnuchin can't return it, rattles around in the rafters, and give the point to Bolonzik and the Untouchables. Not going to say that I called it, but I did call it, in fact, and Bolonzik gets that kill. Bolonzik now goes into the back row, and once again we find ourselves tied at 24, facing some extra inning volleyball. Mnuchin passes it up to Maxwell, goes to Rattray from the right, and that is unplayable. Ragland holds his hand as Rattray really unleashed on that ball there for a point. Now Rattray will be serving at match point number 2 for the Ramblers. 25 serving 24. A bit of a quick jump serve, terrible toss, and a poorly timed, disgusting service error by the Ramblers. That's 25 all with another consecutive back-to-back service error on match point made by the Ramblers. Here's David Holloway now. His jump float serve. Lefty goes over to Rattray. Pass up to Maxwell. Here's Lane on the quick attack, but Doug. Whiskerchin goes to Ragland. He's blocked back down to the floor for Lane. Billy Ragland trying to take out some social media production crew over there, and not able to get the ball back as Mark Lane now prepares for match point number 3 to the Ramblers. I hope he makes this serve over the net first and foremost, and he does. Pass up by Ragland. Here's the Buffum. Controlled and not returnable by the Ramblers as Matt Buffum gets involved for a kill, and we're tied at 26s. Matt Buffum with a quick attack kill, as we have a river of perspiration that has to be cleaned up as Rattray dove through the back of the court. Safety of utmost importance here at the National Volleyball Association game. Victoria has some insight real fast. What do you got, Victoria?
Thanks, Matt. Yeah, at this level of play, I know emotions are running high, but it's really important to just stay calm and stay steady and disciplined within your position. Hopefully we can see this from this level of play with these guys as they're trying to close out the set. Back to you, Matt.
Thanks, Victoria. Yeah, Boucher with a nice overpass attack to right that ship as the Ramblers now find themselves again at match point serving. We see Ryan Mather now back on the end line. Wiskerchen in the front row for the Untouchables. You've got Ramos and Buffum. Expecting a good set here, inside out. Ryan Mather's jump serve, passed up by Ramos, over the net and out of bounds, and that is how that match will end. A 3-set sweep goes in favor of the Vegas Ramblers. Another deuce game, 28-26 in favor of the Las Vegas Ramblers. What a match, and an evenly played match all the way through. Emotions running high, but 3 deuce games as we see the Untouchables falling to the Las Vegas Ramblers in 3 straight sets, 29-27, 28-26, and again 28-26 with the Ramblers pulling out a victory here in their 3rd and final match of their weekend in this first event of the National Volleyball Association's 2021 competition schedule. Thank you for being here. My name is Matt Prosser. You just witnessed the Ramblers winning a 3 straight sweep over the Untouchables from Chicago. A nice match on both sides as we tie up our gets our final statistics as the great turnaround by the Ramblers as they started that match off missing 11 serves in that first set. They fixed that very well in set number 2 as they came out and developed a nice cushion lead by about 9, 10, or 11 points, but the Untouchables from Chicago were able to scratch and claw their way back and actually tie that game, I believe, at 23 each or 24, and we went to overtime in set number 2, and the Untouchables forced extra time as the Ramblers were able to win set number 2, 28-26, and then, of course, in game number 3 that you just saw, the Ramblers once again not being in control, but a seesaw battle back and forth, and again, the Ramblers taking a 2-point victory in overtime again with a deuce game, 28-26. So well-played action by Brendan Rattray, flying out of the back row. We did see some struggles offensively from Antonio Boucher and Josh Duarte, but really if I'm the coaching staff for the Ramblers, I want to go back to the practice gym and really focus on some good quality serving repetitions and practice, as that would really pay dividends for the Vegas Ramblers as they prepare for the next event in 5 short weeks with the National Volleyball Association. Let's throw it over to Victoria with our player of the match. Victoria.
Thanks, Matt. Brandon, 11 blocks, 25 kills, 3-0 on the weekend. What a breakout weekend for you here in the NVA.
Yeah, it was pretty great. Just getting to come out here and play volleyball, do what I love with a great group of guys is something that's truly incredible. So looking forward to doing more of it with these upcoming tournaments and some big things coming with the Ramblers.
Absolutely. What's the story behind this cowboy hat you have on?
So yesterday when I was doing my interview, one of the boys came up and put it on. And it was pretty funny, we're the Ramblers, so got to represent and just ramble on.
There you go. What's next for you in your career?
We have a tournament coming up in like 5 weeks with the Ramblers again, so probably a few more tournaments with these guys and then getting prepared and ready to go over to Germany in the Bundesliga and go do some damage over there in a couple of months.
Awesome. Good luck.
Thank you.
Back to you, Matt.
Thank you, Victoria, and congratulations to the Las Vegas Ramblers and Brandon Rattray with their, I believe, 3rd straight victory through this first weekend, 3 straight wins. And we're not done yet, ladies and gentlemen. We have one final match here tonight from coming to you live from San Bernardino, California. That'll be the home team, the Ontario Matadors, going up against the team from Southern Exposure. That game is set to start in 53 short minutes, so please tune back in a couple minutes before 7 o'clock for our pregame breakdown, and thank you from San Bernardino. Look forward to bringing you that next game at 7 p.m.